Hi, my name is Meredith Ashley. I'm the Policy and Communications Coordinator for the American Art Therapy Association, and today I'm going to walk you through how to submit a proposal for the 2024 Call for Proposals. So first, I'm going to navigate to the American Art Therapy Association's website, which is arttherapy.org. This is our homepage, and if I scroll just a little bit further down, I'll see the 55th Annual Conference in Pittsburgh. When I click Learn More and scroll down slightly, I'll see this gold colored button that says Call for Proposals. If I click on it, I'll be able to learn more about the new and improved Call for Proposal process. When I scroll down, I'll have the option to check out our Call for Proposals guide to learn more about which session type might be right for me and how to submit a proposal and all of the different categories to submit under. Right below that guide, I can choose to click this button to submit my proposal, and it will navigate me to the form where the proposal can be submitted on Slate. Since I'm already logged in to my AATA profile, my name automatically comes up, and I have the option to add a co-author if anyone else will be presenting with me. Here I see again the different types of proposals that are available for different session modalities. We have monthly learning, virtual conference, and our annual in-person conference. I know that I want to submit something for the monthly learning series, so that's how I'm going to proceed when filling out this form. Here they discuss the different categories that I can submit under in terms of topic area. Section 2 is where I will initially begin filling out the information for my proposal. My proposal content is basic, so I'm going to select that. I've been practicing 0 to 4 years as an art therapist, mental health counselor, licensed professional counselor, related profession. I'm going to fill out my credentials. And at this point, I will admit I'm a little bit confused about what presentation type mine would be, because I have opted for the monthly learning series and I don't see it available as an option. So I scroll back up to the top where I see the descriptions for the monthly learning series, and I notice that the formats available for the monthly learning series are panels and papers. So knowing that, I've decided that a paper would be the most applicable format for my presentation. So I will scroll back down and select paper for my presentation type. I notice in this section that papers do not have a limit to their audience size, especially because in my case, I will be presenting over Zoom. There won't be any audience limit, so I'm going to leave my audience limit at 0. And then again, I'm going to leave this one at 0 as well, because both of these do not apply to me, as they are for advanced practice sessions and workshops. My session doesn't have stated requirements that are different than the previously stated guidelines, so I select no. Here I'm selecting for my special audience limits. I don't have any special audience limits, so I'm just typing NA. I don't have any release forms, so I'm selecting no. There are no emotional risks, and because there are no emotional risks, I am typing NA again. Here I have the option to finally select which type I'm doing. I'm doing monthly learning, and because I'm really eager to present, I would be willing to change my selected format. I am available for monthly learning and virtual sessions, but I do not want to present in person, so I chose to leave that one blank. I don't have any thoughts here, so I'm saying NA again. Next, I am typing in the title of my presentation. Because my program title is based around neuroscience, this would best fit, in my opinion, into research and evaluation, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So in that case, I am going to scroll back up to the top and double check the different categories and what they best encompass. Upon rereading this and knowing that my neuroscience presentation is most based on current research, I'm going to change my selected topic area to theory and assessment. Then I am looking at the different educational standards that apply to my specific proposal. I don't have very in-depth knowledge about the different educational standards for these credentials, so I'm going to return back to this page that I came from that discusses the 2024 art therapy call for proposals, and I'm going to scroll down to the proposal guide. In this guide, I'm going to scroll through to page 8, where I find an appendix of educational standards for different credentialing services. And here I see that my proposed presentation is going to fit with the Art Therapy Credentials Board, so I'll check that box. And it will also fit for the New York State Licensed Creative Art Therapist. However, as I'm looking through this, I'm not quite sure if I meet the presenter requirements for a NBCC continuing education credit, so I'm going to leave that one blank. For my presentation description, that will be used if it's an online event for the website, and if it's for in-person, it will be used for both the website and our printed program at conference. I definitely recommend writing a bit more than this because it will help us have more complete descriptions to use for marketing materials. But for the sake of time, I've just written where it discusses neuroscience and its relation to the art therapy profession and practice. Next, I scroll down, I see my learning objectives. These learning objectives should be measurable and make sure they're fairly specific so attendees know what exactly they'll be getting out of your specific session. In my case, my objectives are that attendees are able to discuss the basic principles of nervous system structure and function. Attendees understand how the brain gives rise to perception and behavior, and my attendees will be able to clearly state how art affects the nervous system and perception. Section 5 is where I'll put my abstract and references. There is a 600-word maximum, and we require that these be written in APA style 7th edition. For the sake of time, I'm just going to write Meredith's references, and we will move on to the next step, which would be to upload an abstract with references in PDF format. Next, I see that there is a timeline upload. I'm not quite sure what that is referring to, being that it is my first time presenting. So again, I'm going to go back to my handy call for proposal guide. I'm going to click Control F so I can search more quickly, and I'm going to search up timeline. The result that comes back is the course outline. And I notice also that in terms of the submission details, this is listed right after the abstract and reference section, which is the section I just completed. So I know that this is referring to what I'm looking for. I see that it says if you're submitting a workshop or advanced practice course, a timeline, also known as an outline of how your time will be allocated during the presentation and the various topics in your proposal will need to be uploaded in a file format. This does mention in the description that it's only for workshops or advanced practice courses. And since I'm applying for the monthly learning session, that doesn't apply to me. So I'm going to leave that section blank. So I see the form is 91% complete, and the next section that I have left, which looks to be the final section, is section 6, additional information, and this is about art supplies. I see that art supplies are only used for advanced practice courses and workshops, and those events are held at our in-person conference only, so I know that this doesn't apply to me in this case. However, it is useful for me to know, just as someone who may decide to attend conference, what types of art supplies will be offered at these advanced practice courses and workshops. I scroll down and I can see the full detailed list. So I'm clicking review, and I notice that my submission form is invalid. So I'm going to scroll through the form and try and figure out what mistakes I may have made. Scrolling through initially, I'm not seeing anything here in the first 3 sections. But as I continue scrolling, I see the issue is that I need to upload an abstract with all of my references in PDF format, as well as entering them into this box. And in addition to that, I noticed that I need a timeline upload. However, if you remember, when we looked at this in our proposal guide, I found out that I am actually not required to submit a workshop or advanced practice course timeline, because those are not the modalities of presentation that I have selected. So what I'm going to do is type out NA and then list what type of course I am filing under, which for me will be a monthly learning series. Put that into a PDF and then upload it to the submission form. Here's my PDF submission outline, which, as I mentioned, just says NA, since it does not apply to me. Once this is uploaded, I click the proceed with uploaded file. Then next, I'm uploading a PDF version of my references, which I also included in the text box above. And here's my PDF of my APA references. I click upload. Once the upload's complete, I again click proceed with uploaded file. Now that this section is complete, I scroll back over the art supplies section, which again does not apply to me because I'll be doing a monthly learning series. I get to the bottom and I'm able to click this green button to submit. And now I have the opportunity to review my submission before my final submission. During this process, I'm just going to go back through, make sure I filled everything out correctly. Now's an excellent time for me to just double check that all of my presenter names are included. Each presenter's correct credentials are included. I have properly specified my preferences, as well as checking for general spelling and grammatical errors in any of my learning objectives or titles or descriptions. During this point, I'm able to see the documents I uploaded to make sure they are correct. As you can see, this is how I chose to specify, since I am not required to submit this secondary document, which was for the outline. After I double check everything, there's a button down here I can click to submit, and my submission was successful. If I would like to make another submission, I'm free to do so, but I will have to make sure it's submitted by February 4th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is every step required to submit a call for proposals submission. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing what kind of submissions you'll create for our 2024 call for proposals.